So we have a couple of new things that are going to be happening. So we have that group. We finally got it together. That God, what do we name it? Tell us more, right? Tell me more about being a Nail Republic Nailboss. I just kind of felt like if you like, because I think we all had our own little groups, but if you're not consistently adding to that group and then adding value to that group, it kind of just goes by the wayside. So Trinity mentioned it, and somebody else, I think it was somebody else on team Nailed It, who mentioned that they had a team like Nail Boss question and answer group. And I was like, you know what? That just sounds awesome. So, and I think it's great too, especially for like new stylists who hop on, because like we want everybody to really kind of just start recruiting right out of the gate. And that made me remember when I was at Beachbody, so like their system is called something else, right? So the first rank you get is like an Emerald coach, and that's having 2 people underneath you. It's becoming a senior stylist. And they push you to do that like right out of the gate. Like you got to know somebody in your family, and you have to know a friend that's willing to hop on. And I was like, wow, I'm like, I almost like forgot about that. But really, like, if you think about like the importance of that, of getting like a couple of people underneath you and really feeling like a team, you know, because it really kind of puts the business in perspective. You know, I think it's like once you're almost like fostering the people underneath you as like your team members, it just kind of feels good. So so that's why I kind of thought, like, let's get this, you know, Nail Boss group together as our team so that we can help out everybody. People who are, you know, who aren't recruiting but have been on the team for a while, and the new people who probably feel a little bit lost. But if they host like their launch party, whether it be in person or Facebook, and someone says, oh, this seems really cool, you know, I might want to do this. We don't want to discourage them for that, of course, right? So, and I think too, having a lot more of the coaches, or not coaches, sorry, the stylists, being in that group and kind of posting in there, so that when you do add somebody into the group, they'll see your face. So I kind of, when we first started it, I just said, all right, I picked a couple of people and said, hey, can you post these couple of days just so that we can have some random people? But, you know, you guys feel free. If you're adding people in there right away, welcome that new person. That way we can welcome them. And then if you have something that you want to share in there, feel free. Just make sure that it's positive, of course, right? And then I thought maybe once a month we could do a live event in there. So I've been looking at Trinity's and just to kind of see how they do it. And I can't remember how many times they do it a month, but I just kind of thought, well, why wouldn't we do it like every 3rd Monday of the month? We could be in there doing a live event. So instead of having a team call like this, we'll just have it at 8 o'clock in there. So what she does is she does like, you know, it'll say post 1 or part 1. I can't remember. Maybe it says part 1, part 2, part 3. And she'll just have people go on, like one person, which like I think Caitlin did a team call for us about like Post My Party. Like she could go on and just say, hey, like, you know, I work full time as a teacher, and this has been a lifesaver for me. I use Post My Party. It's all set up for me. It's ready to run. Because I think a lot of people are really nervous to jump in because everybody is so busy, right? I mean, who's not busy these days? Everybody is. But what people don't realize is that you can actually work this business and still be a busy person, you know? But there's just ways that we can do it. So I would love for like people to maybe even like reach out to me and kind of say, hey, I don't mind going on live in that group, and, you know, even sharing your story, you know, like I hopped on because I hosted a party and I got all these free sets, and I thought, well, this is kind of fun. Why don't I do this, you know? So let me know your thoughts on that. And I hope that this group will kind of push everybody to really try to think about recruiting maybe a little bit more. It's a great call to action. So I'm doing like the business blessing post every Sunday night. And what I do is at the end, I say, if you want more information, click the link below to get into this no pressure group. It's just knowledge. And I really feel like that helps people, because I think, some people are like, oh, I want to know more information. Send it to me. But like, send it to them. And they're like, well, are they ever going to get back to me? Is that an echo? Oh, let me see. I'm going to try to mute everybody. Okay. And I'll open up the chat, and then just raise your hand and unmute yourself if you have a question. Sorry. So I'm hoping that it's a great call to action for people to say, hey, if you're interested in this business, even if you're in an in-person party, you could say to people like, hey, I have this great private group. If you want to join it and learn more about the business, feel free. Just click the link. No one's going to pressure you. It's just knowledge about what's going on. So I'm hoping that that's going to help us. So that's number one. Does anybody have any questions on that? Anyone? Bueller? Nobody? Okay, and then number two, you're going to notice I just put it up there just a few minutes ago. I was trying to do another version of it, but I just didn't get to it in time. I was too busy doing my nails. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have a new daily power hour checklist. So you're going to notice it. It's at the pin post up at the top on our team page. So we really kind of, I was looking at Kelly's, and I think Kelly's is great, but I think it was like missing a few things. And I really kind of feel like people really need to take a step back and realize that they have to do like business building activities, right? Because we can all be on social media and think to ourselves like, okay, I'm going to message this person. And then all of a sudden you're scrolling and like 20 minutes goes by and you never even message that person that you were going to message about either trying a sample or maybe the business opportunity. And I really feel like if you have a plan, then things get done. So I always make my plan the night before. It's just how my brain works. Some people can actually do it in the morning. I have like this huge calendar. So I have a calendar for the month. And then I kind of can look at my week. And then I have like my day sheets. I mean, I write it, this is all chicken scratch, okay? Because this was written down last night. But I knew I had like from like 9 to 3 to get like a ton of stuff done. I look at that daily power hour and I like break it down all the way into like time frames. So like from 6 to 8, like I'm getting my kids off to school. I don't want to have to think about Color Street or posting anything or anything at all. I want to be totally present with my kids between 6 to 8. So I write that down, and I actually like write it down from 6 to 8. I write down kids, and then when they go off, I cross it off. And I know it sounds crazy, but if I don't plan it out that way, I just get super, super flustered. So like at 9:30, I said like I need to reach out to these 2 people. 2 of them are having parties. That was like at the top of my list, which is the top of the power hour list, right? It always says parties. So this is the new one. It says parties, events, alive, right? So I reached out to 2 people today, and I did a live event tonight in my Screw the Mom Jeans, my VIP group. Book, plan, or prepare for a party, event, or live sale, or event in the VIP group. Work on finding a new host and event. That was like the first thing on my list. I wrote down today at 9:30, those were the 2 people that I wanted to reach out, and I knew I was having a live event tonight at 7:30. So that's like the first thing every single Monday, right? And then the next one, it says post daily on social media. So at like 9 o'clock, I think I posted about this puzzle that we were doing. I wanted it to be personal. So post on Facebook and Instagram. So Instagram, I post in the evening because that's where I see the most engagement. So every evening between 7 and 10, I'm posting on Instagram. And Instagram is big time on posting the same time, usually either at the night, in the morning, or in the afternoon. It also will tell you include one business blessing, which we said on Sundays. You don't have to do it on Sundays, but we just kind of wanted to get an idea in your head. And one free sample, which possibly Thursday. Sundays and Thursdays are usually the high traffic for Facebook, so that's why I kind of put it on there. But just knowing that that needs to be done on Sunday and Thursday, if it's in your head and ingrained, I'm telling you, it happens. Because today I was supposed to go live. I wrote it down, go live on Facebook at 2 p.m. Every single Monday, I've been doing like a product post type of thing. Oh, good, Carolyn, you looked at the new list and you liked it? Oh, yay. So I ended up having a call at 2. And as I looked, I had to take the call because this person's been trying to get in touch with me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be going live right now. Like, I was almost like panicking because I'm like, this is when I go live, because my middle guy shows up at the door at 2:20. By 3 o'clock, I have to be completely finished because my daughter walks through the door and now all 3 kids are home. So it's like, okay. And like, I was starting to almost get like a panic attack. So I'm like, all right, I got to work the next 2 days. My live's not going to happen. And I want to be consistent. So I stopped what I was doing, but I was like, I'm fitting in this live somewhere between now and by the time I go to bed. It's going to happen. So lo and behold, my middle guy really is like getting into the cooking scene. So he, which is kind of funny, found on Instagram the fluffiest pancakes, and he found it yesterday and he made it, but he wasn't 100% on it. He's like, I know I could do better. So tonight he starts making the fluffy pancakes, and I'm like, I'm putting you on live. This is my live. I'm going live right now, Cole. Can you just talk about the fluffy pancake that you're doing? And he was like, oh, I'm not really in the mood. And I'm like, I don't care. You got to do this. You got to do this for me. So I had it in my head that that's what I want to do. So I kind of made it happen. So every Mondays and Fridays, I go live on Facebook. And I'm just trying to be consistent. So like, as I'm kind of going on and on, but just like pick a day in your head of when you want that business blessing to go out, when you want that sample to go out, when you're going to go on live. And once you ingrain it in your head, it becomes like a habit and you just do it. And I really feel like these are the things that really need to be done to get your business kind of going. Also, what we're going to try to do is add 3 people on Facebook and on Instagram to expand our network by adding new friends. You can add new people to your VIP group, add them to the recruiting group. And what I do is when I'm on Facebook, Facebook will always say that, like, okay, suggested friends, and they're always mutual people, like a mutual connection that you have. So what I do now, when I first started, I was like, all right, I'm going to friend 5 people. And I was kind of like ready, set, go. And I would just click it and like walk away. But it didn't feel that good, but I felt like that's what everybody was doing. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And now what I do, which feels so much better, is I friend request. I wait for that person to confirm the request. Once they confirm it, I send them a private message. And I say, hey, thank you so much for connecting. I love making new friends. I hope you find my post like inspirational. I can't wait to learn more about you, or something like that. Cheers, Margaret. And some people will respond back and some people won't. But the people who are responding back are willing to make that connection with you. That's another person that you really don't know that you're opening up your market to. And if people don't respond, they don't respond. It's like, all right, who cares? Move on, Like, you can't make it too big of a deal, but it does feel good to connect and then write a personal message to them. And then what I do is the people who respond back and confirm, I write them. I have Google Streak, but you could even just take a notebook out and just write it in a notebook, like the date and that person, because you want to start building that relationship. So I really kind of feel like you either need to go onto their personal page and like and comment, or keep that interaction going through Messenger. And I always say, always end with a question to keep the conversation going, like, how many kids do you have? Do you work full time? I see, I'll sometimes go on their page and kind of say like, oh, looks like you're a yoga teacher. How long have you been doing that for? Question mark. So I always end with a question mark, so I keep the conversation going so it doesn't go dead. So number 3 or 4, I can't remember what number we're on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So number 4, you're going to see it says personal messages. Reach out to 3 people by sending either a birthday message, start a conversation, ask a question, follow up with customers. I mean, we definitely should be following up with customers, seeing how hey, how did you like that set that you had? Did you like that color? Even if it's just 3 people a day, I feel like it doesn't seem like it's that much. I think when you look at your whole customer base, you're like, whoa, unless you want to start doing like an automated email, you could always do something like that. But reaching out to 3 people, really, it doesn't take that much time. And then you're going to see personal development, affirmations, listen, read to 10 minutes of personal development. I love audiobooks. I'm trying to look for my phone. I listen to audiobooks all the time, podcast, they're free, they're right on your phone. I feel like it's just so important to have personal development, just because we do hear a lot of no's in this business, not right now, I don't need any more. But with a lot of those no's comes the yes, and the yes always feels like really, really good. I am huge on affirmations. I say affirmations all the time. I actually have a gratitude journal that I started, I don't even know how long. It's been over a year. I write 2 pages almost every single day except for Tuesday and Wednesday. So 5 days a week, I write 2 pages of gratitude. I write gratitude, my goals, affirmations, and it feels really, really good. I have an affirmation up on my bathroom wall that just says, my next rank, because I always want to see that. I always want to, and I say to myself, I am a senior executive at Color Street. I write it in my gratitude journal every single day. Those 5 days, I write it down. I feel like it's so important to write it, to see it, to feel it, to envision it. I really feel like that's when it definitely happens. So definitely pick affirmations if you don't have any. And some of them are strong, man. Some of them I'm like, I say them and I'm not quite sure I believe it. They're hard. But I feel like it's important to have it there, and saying it over and over again will ingrain it in your brain. And then number 6, we want to have some planning, some content creation. So take 10 minutes to create a plan, or to plan content for future posts. So for me, it's like, okay, I know I want to do 4 blessing posts a month. So I don't want to on Sunday night to be scrambling while the kids are trying to get ready to go to school the next day and I'm trying to prepare for the week. It's not an ideal time for me to be writing a post. But there's times when I feel it during the week, why I love Color Street, or why I think this business is awesome. And that's when I write it, and I'll either voice it in my phone, on the notes section. And sometimes it's just I think of an idea and I put it in my phone and I don't finish it, but I'll remember it. I'll remember oh my God, that's in my phone and I like that. Or maybe I'll see a post that somebody did and I'm like, that was a really cool post. That I felt that post. I felt for her. I felt for why she was doing it. Getting some ideas out there. So jot those down, write those in your notes. Planning is huge. And I think everybody is completely different. Like I said, I like to plan the night before. I like to start the day off kind of running. Like I have on my thing, like, I mean, guys, I write down everything. Like I was supposed to water my plants at 9 o'clock. It didn't happen. It's all on my list because I kill every single plant I kill. And I'm like, I got to get better at watering the damn plants. So I'm like, I got to put it on my list. I'm like, every Monday I got to water the plants. My husband's like, what are you doing? I'm like, clearly I don't know how to feed a plant because I kill all of them, but I absolutely love them and I want them in my home. But they always say, like, I forget the quote, like, without a plan, basically you don't have anything. I forget what the quote is. Someone tell me the quote. But there's plenty of plans out there. You just have to create the one that works for you. And I really kind of feel like this power hour really has the nuts and bolts of what our business is. So take a look at it. Either write your name in it where it says stylist, or take it and use it for what you want to plan for, like for your day, for your week, for your month. They have free calendars like on the internet that you can, get a free calendar for the month of February or March. And you can just, write in, okay, I'm going to do my blessing post on every Tuesday, and just write it in and slap it somewhere that you're going to see it every single day. So that you remember what you need to do. Remember that, like, every week you should be starting with a party. Like, parties are so much easier than constantly asking, like, individual people, right? Because someone mentioned, and I think I said this on Thursday, I met somebody who it's like one of the jewelry businesses, and she's like, not everybody has a Frank. And I was like, oh, I know that Frank list. It's like friends, relatives, acquaintances, what's the N, neighbors, and what's the K? I forget what the K is. But she said everybody has a Frank. And she's like, and I want to tap into everybody's Frank. So she's like, I'm just going to pick Margaret because I can see her. I'm going to ask Margaret if she can host a party for me because I want to get into her Frank. And her network all has Franks, right? So we want to tap into all of that. So if you're hosting an in-person party or a Facebook party, tap into those other people, not private message them on, friend them on Facebook, really kind of get to know who they are, start to build that relationship, because even though the party's over, it doesn't mean that you can't ask them for a party. Usually if they bought the product, right, keep connecting with them and making sure that they know who you are. So in talking about Facebook parties, I wrote down so many notes on that Facebook party. And I always forget the girl's name. Margaret, you know her name. So the girl from Facebook.
Molly Fitch.
Yes, why I can't remember. Oh my God. So she had amazing content in her Facebook party meeting. And I wrote down the notes and I'm going to give it to you guys. But what I wanted to do was put like the hostess coaching and the Facebook party kind of together, because I really kind of feel like it's intertwined. Like the way you should be hosting your coach, like through the party, is just so very important. So I'm working on that, but I'm also working on a new stylist guideline. I'm taking this course, and one of the girls in there was like, it's so important to get stylists started off on the right foot. And what they do is they have 4 things that the stylists do. So Margaret hops onto my team. So I start chatting with her and I say to her, listen, I'm going to send you the first link of things to do. And once you're done with that, come back and I'll give you the next set of things you need to do. Because what it is that, like, when we put them into like our new stylist training on Facebook, and they're just kind of going, and sometimes they're getting lost, and then they're not asking the right people questions, and now it's like starting to snowball. If you're connected with this person, which we really should be because they just joined your team, we really need to make sure that we're holding on to these people for a certain amount of time, right? That they should be able to get connected to the person that they enrolled with. So if you're saying to them, okay, I'm going to give you this information and I'm going to hold you accountable to get it done, but then I want you to come back and tell me what you got done, so then you're holding them accountable to get back to you. And the steps that they did were pretty easy, and I think there was 4 of them, so I'm really trying to break our steps down of like what we actually really need our stylists to do, because I feel like there's just so much gunk out there, a lot of good stuff, but I think when you're first starting off, like first things first, right? Get that website going, know how to get paid, and get that launch party going. You should have an in-person party and a Facebook party. Those 2 launch parties, and make that launch party turn into your VIP group, right? But other than that, that's it. There shouldn't be any other distractions going on. Getting into this group and that group and this meeting and that meeting. It's like, first things first, let's get your money back that you just spent on that kit, so that anything and everything after that is profit for that person. And getting them excited about the business. So I've got 2 big things that I got to work on. So I'm hoping to get them done. I was kind of dabbling in both, and I think you really can't do that. I think you really have to stick to like one thing and focus and get that done and move on to the next. So so those 2 things, just watch out for that. Hopefully they'll be coming out in like the next couple of weeks. But let's open it up now, because I just talked everybody's ear off. Let's open it up to like questions and comments and concerns and all that kind of stuff. So what are you guys' thoughts? Anyone? Come on. It's got to be something.
I always have thoughts.
Right.
I'm just going to say bravo. I think it's great to rethink what we're doing and try new things. I think that really helps and keeps us going and keeps us interested. And when I started out, I think there was a checklist on Team Nailed It, along with the training, but I don't know, I'm a checklist person. So I just like that. Like, it even had like, I know it's still on I think it's on our Trello board too. That
I think
checklist.
it is.
You know, and it even had like where to order things and I thought that was helpful.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's super helpful. So these people had like a website that had new stylist, and it said like new stylist start here, and then, well, it didn't say stylist, but it said something else. But anyways, and then it had like stuff for the team. So everything was just in one spot. But it was like, the link that they gave the new person only went to one certain thing, and it went down. And she said, a lot of people are like, are so anxious to move on, but are forgetting to do like the basic skills. But Carolyn, I gotta relook at that checklist too, because that checklist was like really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, if you need help, I'm happy to review the checklist for you. And
yeah, I might ask you for help, because it's definitely an undertaking.
Yeah, no, it's a lot to do. It's a lot.
It is, and I feel like too, like when you're in the midst of doing it, you're like, I don't know, like I think this is great. It's always nice to like get other people's opinions on it, because like Margaret helped with the Power Hour checklist. And it was like, we could bounce ideas off each other of like, of course we should add that. Like, why didn't we think of that? Like,
I love that. I love it. And I mean, we can each tweak it the way that we want to, if we want to do something different, but I love that new list. I think it took the original list and made it even better. So, yay.
And I think that's like the whole thing though. It's kind of taking what we have and trying to morph it into something awesome. Not that the last one wasn't awesome, but we just kind of thought, there's a little bit more that we could add to it. And like you said, make it your own. Because that's
even instead of spending time for us to each individually post in our the recruiting groups. I love this idea of having one group for our team, and then we can combine our efforts and keep it active and keep it fresh and relevant and get lots of people's perspectives. I think that's a better way to present our this great business and have people really see what a great group of people we have on our team.
Yeah, I love it already.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I had somebody from Instagram reach out to me. I'm like, are you on Facebook? You need to get into this group. But she hasn't responded back yet. I'm like, oh, I just want to get her in there so that, because like when you send, and this is what I was finding, was I wasn't sending the people to my considering group because they were just asking for the information, but sending them the comp plan, it just doesn't do anything, I feel like, because you look at that couple of pieces of paper and you're like, okay, what is this?
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, so I feel like that group's going to be awesome. I'm trying to stalk Trinity's a little bit more just to get like more ideas. But if anybody's willing to go on live next Monday and chat about anything. I went on there like over the weekend because I was like, oh man, I really should do the comp plan just so that when we have people in here, they have something to watch. So I went on pretty quick to do that. But if anybody can think of anything of like, even if it was like 3 people, like I want to call it a live event so that people can kind of say that like in their posts, like, hey, my team's going to have a live event on, Monday the 18th. I'd love for you to join. And if a couple of us go on live and like just even chat about our personal, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'm talking too much tonight.
I'll go on.
You'll go on? Awesome. Yeah, that'd be great. I don't mind going on. And we can discuss what we want to do too. She even did like a couple like giveaways. She even did like a call to action where it was like, hey, if anybody signs up in the next 24 hours, they'll get like 3 free sets of nails. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like just like a little incentive.
Hey, Margaret. Yeah, just I don't know, just a thought, I guess, or comment that one of the things that I really liked hearing from Trinity that last week or the week, whenever it was, is that, she was talking about, like you were just talking about, like posting the comp plan. And to me, that is just like, is going to just go over somebody's head.
Yeah.
So, but one of the things that she was talking about was really sending the message of what you become a part of. Mm-hmm. So the whole thing of, just being a part, like, do you love being a part of like a group of women who are doing cool, exciting things and who are supportive and inspirational and, so, what are we getting? So yeah, we're getting this great business, but we're making new relationships, not just with our customers, but with each other. Mm-hmm. We become friends on Facebook. We learn new things about people and, I hear about meditation from you, or I hear about cooking from that one, or, so it's right. more than just a business. It's
a community.
It's about belonging. And so like, that's when you start talking to people, when you can get to that emotional piece of it, that, this is a new place for me to be me, mm-hmm. So I have this group of friends and that group of friends but this is a new place that I belong. Mm-hmm. And this is a new group of women to whom I'm a part.
Jay,
and I think
you got to talk about that on Monday.
Oh, okay. I gotta shut up. I gotta stop. But I think that's just like, that's the, the money's one thing, the business isn't it, but
right.
You like, this is about getting deeper than that and telling people that, this is what we are getting out of this. It's the money's great. The business is awesome. The free nails are a bonus, but this goes a lot deeper. And especially, this day and age with people, women our age with kids, that's all we do. So to be able to do something for me and to be able to belong with this group of women, that's the real reward.
Right. Absolutely. I think you can say exactly what you just said.
Okay.
No, but I felt it. I felt the emotion behind it. You know, like, and you could say exactly what you just said, but just in a different group, but pretend it's all of us. Not pretend, but you know what I mean? Because you're going to be just looking into your phone. But as you were just chatting, like, that's absolutely, I mean, I consider you guys part of my family. You know, it's like I spend a lot of time with you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the relationships that we're building are like huge, you know? And not even so much even not only in this team, but with other team members. You know, like the whole team nailed it is like an amazing community of women.
Right.
You know, it's really, really kind of cool. So let's chat about it. So myself, Margaret, and Jen, are you sure?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm good.
But next Monday night, and then anybody else who wants to, absolutely. We could do, you know, even if it was just, you know, whatever, a certain amount of time, we could do like 8:15, 8:30. And then, you know, if other people, if you don't want to go on live, I totally get it. But maybe if you could just come on and make sure that you're commenting so that they see that there's people in there, that would be like huge. Because, you know, if you're on live and no one's saying anything, you're kind of like, well, no one's out there, you know? So it's a comforting feeling when you say, if somebody says, hey, how are you? You know what I mean? And you just know that there's that interaction going. I think that would be super, super helpful. Does anybody have anything else? I think it has less than a minute. That was quick. Talk too much. Don't forget about conference. Conference is coming around, happening in August. I know a couple of people are going. Hello, Orlando. But I think we'll get more info on that, so that's good. And what else? Anything else? I don't think so. Valentine's Day is coming up. Sell those St. Patty's Day nails. Hard to sell before Valentine's Day, huh? But so it's going to let us go in a little bit. If you guys have any questions, just reach out or put a comment underneath the video. Thank you guys all for coming on. Have a good week, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.